conversation here, we would like to thank our sponsors that make it possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. On the phone line right now is Joni Verdon. She'll be speaking on the Central A&M Blood Drive. How are you today, Joni?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing super well. Thanks so much for taking the time with me today, talking a little bit about the Central A&M Blood Drive happening at the Central A&M High School. Run me through this just a little bit, just some of the initial first details.
It's going to be held at the Central A&M High School in Moweaqua. Donations will take place between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. The American Red Cross has an app that you can get online and can get an appointment. Or you can just show up and they can take all your information right there.
Beautiful. All right. So this sounds really great. Now, talk to me a little bit about the history of this blood drive. Has this been going on for a little bit? And what is the main reason? What is the cause of this blood drive?
Every year, Central A&M holds a blood drive. Last year and this year, it's just a little bit more special because we are doing it in memory of my son, Keegan Verdon, and his friend, Connor Rowcliffe. They were killed in a car accident out on Highway 51 in Leafland and Assumption in 2022. So we try to hold memory and keep their memory alive.
Absolutely. I'm so sorry for your loss here, and you are doing everything you can to keep Keegan's name alive. You were telling me over the break that you do multiple things just to bring awareness to these things. So this blood drive is going to be absolutely special for that reason there. So this will be at Central A&M High School, 1 to 6 p.m. Donations will be able to be given there. Red Cross app, the details there. But yes, this will be in memory of those two boys that we lost in 2020. And what does that mean to you to be able to speak on this today and be able to hold these things and keep that name alive?
It means everything.
Yeah.
It helps with my grief process of losing Keegan when he was only 15. Just to, help keep him going. Like I said, I hold the toy drive here for our school district that's in memory of Keegan's Presence from Heaven.
Wow.
Last year, we helped 52 kids out to have a good Christmas. And then Keegan was an organ donor, so he was Gift of Hope. So I am also with them. I'm an ambassador of them. So anything that I can do to help keep Keegan's memory alive, that's what I do.
Yeah,
so having this blood drive and them asking me to talk, it just means the world.
That's amazing, and you're doing such an amazing job over the years of handling your grieving process and keeping this name alive in such an important way. And you're helping out other people in all this fashion that you're helping. So this is really awesome. Does that mean something to you that you're now able to pass on, Keegan's memory in the form of helping other people?
Exactly, but that's what kind of kid Keegan was.
Okay.
Keegan was one that if you're having a bad day and he's seen you in the hallway, he was going to make you laugh. He didn't care if you were a jock or, whatever. He was friends with everybody.
Wow. That's definitely, of course, that is the person that we need to remember. That's the person that needs to be, that's the type of person that needs to be remembered. That's really, really awesome right there. So the way that Joni Verdon is doing that, she's speaking on at this great Central A&M blood drive happening at the high school in Moweaqua at Central A&M High School from 1 to 6 p.m. The location, is there going to be one of those Red Cross trucks over there? Is it going to be inside the school?
There should be a Red Cross truck there, but yes, if you go through the main entrance of our high school, we're going to have it in the auditorium.
Awesome. Okay, so it'll be easy to find over there. Any other details that we need to be privy to just about the blood drive coming up here?
Just that it's from 1 to 6. The Red Cross will be there. I will be there. School officials will be there. And just every little bit of blood helps.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been reading stories around here about the Red Cross, and they are really in need of blood. There's been a real downtick in blood donations, and you got to realize how really important that is, especially in emergency situations like that. Does that kind of thing cross your mind?
It does now.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I never donated. But then after Keegan's accident and Connor was needing blood, and Keegan had a rare blood type, that I'm just like, okay, now last year was the first time that I ever did.
Wow. There is that universal blood type out there. I think it's O negative or something, but all blood is usually necessary. And yes, with the low donations that have been happening, it scares me because there are these emergencies that happen all the time that people need blood for. And but you were keeping your mind on that kind of instance right there. It's very important, it seems.
Yes.
It's really awesome. We're talking to Joni Verdon right now. She's speaking on the Central A&M blood drive. She's the mother of Keegan Verdon. And how old was Keegan?
Keegan was 15.
Wow. Okay. So it's just the saddest story right there. But we're trying to put a positive spin on this. You've been doing a great job putting a positive spin on this, keeping his memory alive. Talk to me a little bit about that toy drive. Tell me the name again. It was a perfect name.
It's Keegan's Presents from Heaven.
Yeah, it's just an amazing thing.
We go through our school. If a family can call the school and get on the list, I don't know who it is. But our community helps me out by donating, whether it's a monetary donation or I have boxes set up, they can drop it in the box. And then usually, since Keegan was such a big part of the boys basketball, the boys basketball team up with me second week in December, and they wrap all my presents for me.
Oh my gosh.
So last year they had over 300 presents wrapped within an hour.
Oh my, yeah. Well, that divvying up the large amount of work like that to some hardworking boys, that'll get the job done pretty quick.
Yes.
How was the quality of that wrap job? Because I'm a 22-year-old boy. I remember how a 22-year-old man. I remember how I wrapped presents when I was 16. How did that work out?
Some of them were pretty, like I don't know how we got a square to go to a triangle, but I guess it's more personable this way.
Of course. Yeah, there's a little bit more character in that wrapped present. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. But yeah, I've been there before. I've turned a square into a triangle with my present wrapping. But that's really awesome right there. And once again, that's another opportunity for all those boys and the community to remember that name and remember why you're doing things. I'm sure
it helps that our mayor, Derek Page, because Keegan's birthday is Christmas Day.
Wow, okay.
He made Christmas Day the Keegan Verdon Day in a substantive week. So it helped. Same way with Connor's birthday is the Connor Rockless Day, and it's in April. Awesome. And so didn't his mom and dad always do something special for him?
Wow, that's really amazing there. We've had Derek Page on the show. Oh, what a great man that is. And that is a really awesome thing to have commemorated a day. And that's what I love about smaller communities like this. People are going to hear about that day. They're going to remember that day. And even though it is Christmas, they're going to remember it's Keegan Verdon Day, and they're going to remember the Connors Day as well. That's really awesome right there. Once again, how did that get sparked?
Derek actually is the one that thought of that.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really awesome.
Kind of, with the small communities, the kids are everybody's kids. And so he's the one that asked Denise and I if we were okay with it. And we're like, sure. Yeah. So, it's just a day that we can remember the boys. Absolutely. And these are just huge upsides to living in that small town. It does feel that in larger populated areas, these things just seem to be forgotten about, but not in Moweaqua, not across Central A&M. They will be remembering the names of Keegan Verdon and Connor Rockliffe. Am I saying that last name right? Yeah. Awesome. All right. Right now we're talking to Joni Verdon. She's speaking on the Central A&M Blood Drive happening. The date for that one more time, Joni. February 13th. February 13th from 1 to 6 p.m. at Central A&M High School in Moweaqua. We're going to take ourselves a little break right now. It's been a great, wonderful conversation so far. Thank you so much to the sponsors that make the broadcast possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Do not go anywhere. We will be back in just a little bit.
Your information station, WTIM.
The NFL is on Westwood One.
Handoff, Peterson breaking to the clear. Far side, Peterson, 40, 35. Peterson, good night.
Tune in all season long for the NFL's biggest games and most exciting players. If it's the NFL, it's right here.
Follow the NFL on WTIM, AM and FM for Sunday afternoon doubleheaders, Monday night and Thursday night football, the divisional championships, and the Super Bowl. Brought to you by
Landmark of Taylorville, Nikes Floor Coverings, Dan Rizzo with American Family Insurance, Advanced Eye Care, Brandon Bible, Your Country Financial Agent in Taylorville, The Villas of Hollybrook, Family Drug, Zach Pancoast, Rossiter and Bulk LLC, Corner Copy Print Shop, Mid-State Eye, Game Day Custom Tees, J&R Collision, First Federal Savings and Loan, and Shelby Electric Cooperative.
I'm Jeff Grimmett, Assistant Vice President at People's Bank and Trust in Taylorville. People's Bank and Trust is proud to sponsor Taylorville Junior High School Students of the Month on all of the WTIM platforms.
Hi, I'm Ian Sneed, the 6th grade student of the month. My parents are Mackenzie and Adam Sneed. School subjects I enjoy is PE, science, and social studies. This year at CGSS, I'm involved in soccer and wrestling. After high school, I'm considering sports as a career. And one fun fact about me is I've been to Florida 3 times.
Congratulations to these students on this honor from People's Bank and Trust. We put people first every day at People's Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
There's only one Central Illinois radio station that brings you the memories of the 60s and early 70s as you are cruising down the streets of your hometown. The dial position is 98.3 FM. The station is 98.3 WSVZ. From Macon to Vandalia and I-55 to I-57, cruising 98.3 plays the hits from early Elvis in the 60s to the British invasion of the Beatles, Herman's Hermits, and many more from the 1960s. Then we swing into the early half of the 1970s with artists like the Guess Who, the Doobie Brothers, and Elton John. Every song brings back something you remember about growing up. Set a button and crank up the station, playing good time rock and roll from the Tower of Power, cruising 98.3 WSVZ.
This is Dr. Bill Byers of Byers Chiropractic, serving the Central Illinois area for 39 years. 2 doctors, 5.5 days a week, multiple techniques to get you pain-free and living your life. Find out more by clicking my banner icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. We are ready to help you.
Find out about available units at Taylorville's Valley View Mobile Home Park, 913 North Taylorville Boulevard, by clicking the Valley View Mobile Home Park icon on the obits page of TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Before we continue with this great conversation, we'd like to thank our sponsors that make it possible. People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. And Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We're speaking with Joni Verdon through the phone right now, speaking on the Central A&M Blood Drive happening at Moweaqua High School. Joni, thank you one more time for coming in and taking the time with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, Miss Joni Verdon, a few of the details, we're going to revisit these. This is going to be at Central A&M High School on February 13th. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. 1 to 6 p.m. And then take it a little bit rest of the way here with a few more of those details.
You can reserve an appointment on the American Red Cross website or app, or you can show up at the high school in Moweaqua, and they can take out your information there.
Awesome. And that Red Cross app, very user-friendly there and pretty easy to register for a blood donation. And this is all in the memory of Keegan Verdon and Connor Rowcliffe, who passed away in 2020. And these blood drives, the toy drives, and all the different things in memory of those two boys. It's been a lot of an effort, and it's been successful thus far, it seems. Joni, would you say that it's been successful keeping their names alive in the community?
Yes, but they passed away in 2022.
2022 yes. There. And so we wanted to talk about just a few more of the other things that you guys do and things that have sparked in the community, like this May 25th color run happens through Assumption Fest. Tell me about this.
So around April-ish, Denise, which is Connor's mom, there's the Connor Rowcliffe Memorial Day, which is Connor's birthday. But she usually does something to keep his memory alive. So this year, she did it last year as well. She's going to do a color run, and they set up around Assumption. Basically, it's just a run, and they throw color at you, I guess. It's really neat. Yeah. It's really fun.
I feel like I've seen pictures of those. It's kind of like the dusty material where it's just all vibrant colors and everyone's covered in color. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Sounds like a really
the kids really like it.
Oh, I'm sure that's a really awesome thing. So that's the color run that happens usually throughout Assumption Fest there. And you said that gets going by Connor's mother, Denise.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so it's Denise Rowcliffe there. There's another thing. Does this also happen in Assumption Fest? This 3-on-3 basketball tournament?
No, this happens in August.
Cool.
I wanted something that would help the kids remember Keegan,
Yeah.
and his life was basketball. And so last year I decided to hold a 3-on-3 tournament, and it just kind of blew up. And the kids asked me, they're like, "Can you keep this going?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Sure." So we're going to do it again this year on August 4th. It is at the Moweaqua Park. They let me use the hoops there in their courts.
Awesome.
So, and then we do prizes for first and second place, and we have 4 different age divisions.
Wow, that's real elaborate. I'm really happy that got the traction that it did, and of course, the 3-on-3 basketball itself is going to spark some interest, but especially with this memorial aspect of it all, that's yet another great way to remember Keegan. And do you see the boys out there interacting? I'm sure that just brings a lot of joy to your heart.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, that's really
Yes,
awesome.
it does.
Yeah, you said that usually happens in August 4th. You're looking to keep on holding that in the summers.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to try to keep it doing. As long as I get teams, I'm going to keep it going.
Really, really awesome. All right. Right now we're talking to Joni Verdon, and the reason that we were speaking today is there is a blood drive happening at Central A&M High School in Moweaqua on February 13th from 1 to 6 p.m. And a lot of registration confusion out there. There sometimes can be, but at this one there is none. You can either show up or you can register on the Red Cross app. It makes it real easy over there. Joni said there probably will be a Red Cross truck there nearby. It'll be easy. It'll be easy to find where you have to donate over there. They always make it real easy, because we talked a little bit earlier about how blood donations have really seen a low, and that emergency blood supply, you never know when it's going to be needed. It's that's why it is called an emergency blood drive there. And we've kind of already visited this, but you think about that aspect more now than you did in the past, right, Joni?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about why, when you started this, and did you speak to anyone? Did you come up to this conclusion on your own that this is important, or how did that process go?
I kind of just did it myself.
Yeah.
When Keegan got into his accident, he needed blood.
Yeah.
And he's A negative.
Hmm.
So after that, I was like, they did tell me it was a shortage. So I was like, well, I didn't realize that, you don't realize that there is a blood shortage unless you need it.
Right. Absolutely. And if you're finding that out too late, it's just not the situation we ever want to be in. So we're doing our best, and Joni's really doing her best to keep the name alive, also helping out people from around the community with toy drives throughout the year, a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. You got the color run in honor of Connor Rowcliffe. Just so many things happening throughout the Moweaqua community. It's just really awesome. So this blood drive happening on February 13th from Central A&M High School, 1 to 6 p.m. Running pretty close to the end here of our WTIM morning show. Joni, any final thoughts here to kind of wrap up this show?
Just that I hope to see a lot of people come out.
Yeah.
Last year we had a very big crowd. It set school records from what I'm hearing. Wow. And I'm hoping this year's even bigger. The more, the merrier. And do you have a number of how many years has this happened every year since the death of those two boys? Yeah, last year was our first year of doing it in memory of them. The school does a blood drive every year. They have since I was in school.
Wow.
But it's just more personable now that we do it in memory of the boys.
Absolutely. Now it's got a name and a real it had a purpose before. It has a real purpose that everyone can connect to. Joni, thank you so much for taking the time and speaking on air to us about all these important and yet vulnerable things. I appreciate you for coming in today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That's Joni Verdon. We were talking about the Central A&M blood drive happening on February 13th from 1 to 6 p.m. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.
Your information station, WTIM.
Thank you so much for making such a great show for us.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason. This latest round of Mideast shuttle diplomacy has taken Secretary of State Blinken back to Israel, holding talks with top government officials. Looks like Republican opposition